Hi, Jason All Ears Chat here. Melbourne's now finished, so we've done Perth, Sydney, and yesterday we finished up in Melbourne. Oh my gosh, what a venue. Anyway, this video, it's going to cover a little bit about Melbourne. It's going to cover a little bit about just some general knowledge. Actually, one of the key things I took away from the Melbourne event, and maybe give you a bit more insight into what to come along with in Brisbane if you've got a bit more information. Now, yesterday the weather was glorious. Today's rainy. It's my home turf. What a day. I really only wanted to get on to talk about a common theme that seems to be coming up in these discussions or in the daily chats at these events and up on the Q&A. It's really interesting, but I'm going to cover that off in a second. I have to say something because I get in trouble when I was at lunch yesterday. I don't keep telling you guys to hit the like and smash the subscribe. It helps get the message out in the community and it helps us trying to build a community. So if you can hit the like, hit the subscribe, I'd personally be grateful, and it's going to keep a few people quiet off my back. So thank you. Do it. Appreciate it. Now, the event was done. It was done in Moorabbin, Warehouse 35. Wow, what a venue. Now, it's not the venue that's important though, it's the people that came. You guys that came were so open and embracing. I had a blast. Everyone that I met from the social platforms like Facebook group and things like that, you guys made my day. Every journey and every message I heard yesterday and your willingness to share your personal journey, thank you. I really look forward to watching where you take it all. So I'm going to do some call outs. I'm going to forget some people. I apologize. I'm not good with names at the best of times, so don't hold it against me. I'll still respect myself, but I'll respect you more. You had Jonathan, Jenny, Gary, Simon, who's going to come in. I'm hoping for a coffee at some stage because we seem to share the same suppliers within certain spaces. Chris out of Adelaide. Mate, you came across. It was awesome. Really good to meet you. I actually, if you want to know something, because we're in a similar capacity, mate, reach out. You've got my details. Please feel free. Happy to try and help you any way I can. Now, there was also Chris Furlong that was there, which was a YouTuber. Mate, it was awesome catching up with you, mate. Really? I really appreciate everything you're doing in the community to help, and the information you're sharing to help people on their journey as well is absolutely tremendous. And it's actually really good watching you on your own journey, to be honest, mate. So well done. I'm chuffed to have met you. There was other people like Damien, but more importantly, it was more about how everybody interacted with each other. So Melbourne was great. Look, I loved Sydney. I loved Perth. I don't think I could have a favorite. Everything was great, but hey, Melbourne's my hometown, so I still enjoy it. Coming back to the point about it's not the venue, it's the people, the way everybody embraced each other and the comfort level within that room, from the way everybody interacted with eBay directly, the way you accepted the seller panel, the way that you talked to each other. It was people talking amongst each other that was interesting, and learning from each other, which is what I want. It's what I'd love to see. I'm sure eBay want to see it too, because it helps them in the long run as well. And I'm sure you want to see it as well. Not being isolated, working with each other. Not working with each other, but getting to understand things together in a communal way that's going to help all of us across the board, across the line in our business endeavors. Now, the venue was really good with regards to, we stood out front, the sun was out, it was raining today, but the sun was out yesterday, it was glorious. Stood out the front and greeted everyone coming through the door, saying g'day, got their name badges, went inside, had a cuppa, did the normal routine as what you do in these sort of events and these roadshows. Then Neil got up on stage, did a bit of an intro about himself again. Neil McKay, Director of Selling, eBay Australia. The man that's piloted this program with the help of people like Ria, Jeremy. Mate, Jeremy, your MCing was great. The eBay crew there, I'm not going to name them all because I'm going to miss them and I'll get in trouble. So thank you. I appreciate you embracing us as well. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's good. It's really interesting learning from you guys as a first-hand approach of listening to your knowledge and your passion for the seller and all that. Now, listeners, the guys that are coming to this are a part of the seller crew. They're within Neil's area of expertise, and there's others across that platform as well that are there helping the sellers and working with us to do things right and to get the marketplace in a momentum or in an area or a push or whatever you want to refer to it as. But their goal is ultimately to help us to exceed expectations that we have on ourselves and everybody else. We want to be the platform designed by sellers for sellers. You're a part of this. You're at these events and you're listening to these things and you're engaging with the community in reselling forums, eBay seller groups, Instagram, communicating. It's what it's about. Let's get a bit deeper into that. So Neil got up and did his chat, introduced himself, went through that, introduced the panel, introduced some of the eBay crew. We broke out into some workshops. The workshops come from your answers or your questions that you have directly and what you'd like to see. So this event had 4, which each event has 4. It looked at growth tools, it looked at advertising and promoted listings, which is a handy little tool that you should explore. I'm not going to drill into all these because it's not about learning exercise here. It's about the communal aspect that we need to try and push. That's my perception. It's not promoted by eBay. It's not eBay pushing me. It's not eBay asking me to do anything. So don't do that. It's about us. It's about us. Listing optimizations was another one, and then seller health was another one. Which sort of brings me to something common that I want to talk about that I'll cover off in a minute. So I just want to cover off things like taking pride or taking on the responsibility of what your business is. And also some myth busting. Myth busting? Maybe just addressing the inaccuracies that are out there, or the hyperboles, the information that we don't know is facts. We're just assuming it's facts because somebody in America tells us. We'll cover that in a second. So we go through the process. We did the workshops. We had lunch in between. Mate, it was awesome lunch. If you get to go to the restaurant, I'll try and figure out where the link is below. Absolutely terrific spot. You got to be a meat eater though. Not generally a meat eater, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ribs and pork and whatnot. So no Wagyu from last week in Sydney. That was really good. Sorry, Sydney, this one topped it. So we had lunch. We had the opportunity of sitting where we wanted to, between eBay, between staff, between seller panel, between each other. Conversation just flowed. Everybody was engaged. I don't think I saw anybody that felt out of place. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hit a comment below. But if you guys found it uncomfortable, tell us. I'm an introvert. I felt comfortable. I felt comfortable talking all day. I don't talk all day. For me to talk is like very difficult. You might not think that, but it's very difficult. To actually stand there and talk at 5-minute, 10-minute intervals with different people and having to actively listen to their stories, which I have to actively listen because I love hearing them. It's quite interesting, and nobody yesterday that I saw looked alienated in any way, shape or form from themselves, from others. Everybody was talking to each other in clusters. It was great. So we had the lunch opportunity, the workshop at the end finished. Then there was a Q&A with Neil and eBay team and eBay seller panel up on couches. And this is where it sort of gets to the stage where I'd love to talk about 2 components that I mentioned. The taking ownership of your own business and the myth busting. I think I need to start a whole series about myth busting, rolling out what's true, what's fake, what's suitable that we can do to improve our business, and what's a pain in the ass that we shouldn't do. I'll think about that. I'm not sure. There was a few conversations yesterday about it as well, so I'll have a bit of a think. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you want to hear about what's a myth and what's not, and what we should do and what we shouldn't do. I don't want to go down the path of educating you because you guys are smart enough. But if you want to see something more concrete, or if you want me to reach out and try and get some information, ask. Let me figure it out myself. I'll learn shitloads along the way. No drama. But those myths, things like you have to list 10 items a day. You have to list 50 items a week. You have to do this. You have to do that. My store ticks along. I'm not a big seller, but I have an average sales week that's the same every week. It rarely varies. Over the aggregate total of the 7 days, I generally pull the same amount of sales, the same amount of items I sell. It's more about being compliant. I hate the word, but it's doing the things on the site that you need to do. It's the messages, it's the best offers, it's creating coupons, it's sending emails, responding to emails, it's good customer service, it's good feedback, it's keeping your metrics right, it's shipping within handling time, it's making sure that any issues that are open are closed without eBay's intervention. It's doing the right thing, even down to the extent of you can get onto, before I forget, get onto Mel's YouTube as well, Back from Burnout. She's predominantly a book reseller, and her knowledge is insane when it comes to things. She'll take you on a journey on how to create your video for your store and how to best do it as well, and what tools to use. These things, all these little things that eBay asks you to do are being done for a reason. Just do them. Don't kick up a stink. Just try and tick them along. Their journey's long. It's like when they made us put a white background on images. We may not have understood it completely from the outset, but it's the search engine optimization. It's the way that it's got to be done. They're asking us to do it for a reason that we may not be aware of yet. Don't argue. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. But if you want to try and achieve the best from your store and the best from your business, it's generally good to listen. Or it's generally good to do the things that are being asked to do. It's like your item specifics. God, I hate them. I got 2,000 items in my store. They tweak one little thing. Man, I've lost 3 hours in the afternoon, even with bulk listings to make sure I'm doing it right, or bulk editing tools. But I trudge along and I do it because I want the best for my business. I prefer to get a sale than to bitch about not getting a sale. So help yourself. So it's taking ownership of your business, taking ownership of your opportunities, and not blaming other people for the issues that you're facing. We all know eBay charge final value fees. We all know couriers charge freight. We all know if we send things untracked that if it goes missing, it's on us. It's not other people's responsibility for what's out in the open and it's readily available for us to understand. So grasp it, grab it, run with it, do the best you can. Buy right, sell right. Buy on the platforms that you want to buy on, sell on the platforms you want to sell on. Comply with what's being asked. Don't get in trouble. Don't get payment holds. Don't not submit emails on ID when you're meant to be submitting emails on ID. Do everything you need to do to embrace what your platform is and what you're trying to work on and push through it. If you have issues, hit the community up and ask the community. Ask the Facebook groups. eBay Sellers Australia, Matt Cummins on the eBay Seller Panel is the admin there. We're all there to help you. Everybody's there to help you. It's seldom you'll get somebody that's selfish enough to not want to help you. Human nature is an intriguing thing. And it's amazing what people will do out of the goodness of their heart to help somebody on their own journey. And that's what eBay's doing with the Seller Panel. That's what eBay's doing by embracing you at these events. So take ownership of the business and run with what you've got the opportunity to run with and push as much as you can. And if you get in trouble, ask for help. Not just from us, not just from eBay. Ask for help in the community. So then it sort of leads me on to the next component of things as well. The listing things that we discussed. You don't have to list 10 times a day. You don't have to push it. I do 20 listings a week, all done on one day. Some trickle in during the week if I buy a wholesale order and it's easy to replenish, but my sales tick over as I was saying before. That's a myth in my opinion. It's not fact. It's not fact that you have to do this. It's fact you have to be a good seller. It's fact you have to actually do the right thing and send things when you say you're going to send it. It is fact that you need to send it the way you say you're going to send it. Whether it's tracked, untracked, courier, not courier, whatever the case may be. It's fact that you need to have good item descriptions. It's fact you need to have good images. I think you get the impression. I think you get the idea. I don't need to keep saying the word fact. So let's just do it in that way. Let's work that way. So I think it's a myth that you don't have to list, or that you have to list 10 times a day. Still trying to figure out where it comes from, and I think I know where a lot of it drives from. It seems to come from a lot of the social clickbaiters maybe, or it's probably a bit harsh because it could be perceived as being reality, but I think what's important to understand with this concept, the way I see it with the listings component, I think the people that say they want to do or they need to do 10 a day is because that feeds into the algorithm of being active on the platform. But it's only one small component of being active. As I was saying, it's every other thing that runs along that channel. It's the questions, the best offers, the answering, it's the listing, it's the posting, it's the metrics, it's everything else that runs along it. So that one part of your business is not going to make you successful necessarily. It's not going to bring you everything you need to bring, and it's not going to maintain that constant activity. You can't hedge your bets on one agenda. So look, Brisbane's next week. I'm going to move on from that. There's no lecturing. I just want to talk to you all, say g'day. The event was awesome. Melbourne was great. Backyard was awesome. Had a ball. Thanks guys for coming and sharing so openly and honestly with everything that you did yesterday. Thanks eBay for throwing an event like this for us to actually have the opportunity to speak to you. More importantly, thanks for letting other sellers come and talk to you. I feel very privileged to be in a position where I have the opportunity to work alongside the seller panel and actually engage eBay on behalf of a lot of the sellers. So thank you for that. And sellers, you need to embrace everybody that's working on this journey for you, because we're all sincerely working unbiasedly towards that without an agenda. It's not done for us. eBay's not doing it for them. We're doing it for all of us. we're doing it for the buyer, the seller, and everyone else in between. So buyer, seller, and eBay are the three parties, and the three parties will benefit from this journey. So good night, thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Sorry it was longer than normal, tends to be. So good night. See you in Brizzy.